Hey guys, so Q here. My final assignment I decided to do on intersexuality, on the intersexuality chapter, and basically association illusion with the actor Liam Neeson. So, the chapter I'd like to dig into is intersexuality, as I stated. Intersexuality, as described in the text, is the shaping of one text by other text, the interrelationship between text. That whole chapter was basically about how all films sort of pay homage to others within the same genres or sometimes across genres. In particular, a concept I would like to connect to is the concept of illusion and in particular association. So association is basically done between actors and actresses, and it's when they basically carry over their same style or acting style from one film to another. Like if you've ever noticed the actor or actress and you're like, not necessarily picking the same movies to be cast in or going to act in the same, but maybe it comes in play with knowing their abilities, and you still see them kind of pay homage to maybe a classic they starred in or so on and so forth, and really bigging in from a character they played before in order to dig into a noun character, sort of something like that. The actor I picked to help me in describing and illustrating this concept is Liam Neeson. Liam Neeson is like a drama / action star or so on and so forth. You could probably know him from his most famous movie, Taken, which I'll be talking about, or maybe Love Actually, one of the holiday movies, which kind of don't go into what we're talking about. But furthermore, Liam Neeson usually stars in action films, sometimes occasional dramas. Overall, when you get a Neeson movie, you know it's classic Neeson. You know that it's him. You can hear his voice in any voiceover and stuff. You're like, I know that's him. You know, if you see a movie that he stars in, and that, you know, that's Neeson. He's gonna kick ass. He's a badass. His most classic movie, Taken, alludes to association through many of his works. He's a retired badass family man looking to save the day or save his family through, and I quote, a specific type of skills. The most recent movie I saw of his, The Marksman, released this year, seems to do just as good a job fulfilling that same performance stamina from Taken. The plot being similar, except him being a retired veteran looking to once again protect a young man from a group of bad guys, or the Mexican mafia. Just to give you a little downplay of the movie. The cat and mouse chase begins. Another noticed case that Neeson brings to almost every film is his fighting sequences. Those two I want to really pinpoint upon because if you see most of the same styles by association or illusion between these two, not just within the storyline or just the plot, but mostly in the way he is, and the way he reacts to certain things within the movies, the way his character is portrayed, you can see that he picked you have to get into these characters when it comes to being an actor. So we've read, and you got to really dive into these personas and these different personalities you have to pick that may be different from yourself. You could tell that in The Marksman, he dug into his character from Taken within a lot of things, which I did tag in a lot of the videos that I showed on my PowerPoint. And you can see that through that, he kind of still kept that same, like, you could probably say if those two could be the same characters throughout both movies. Another notice case that Neeson brings to almost every film he's in is the same fighting sequences. He never really does too much, but you see the illusion of what seems to be an intense fighting scene that seems to just boil down to just camera angles and a mostly shaky cam created from a handheld. As we stated in one chapter, we talk about handheld cameras and how it really creates like this intensity to the film, and it also like makes a lot of action scenes a lot more like impactful for the audience. And a lot of his fighting scenes, I mean, he's getting older, and especially in The Marksman, you can see, you know, he's not as active as he was in Taken, or a lot more vigilante or intense or more physical. But through the use of the shaky cam, you can see that basically it's like made to be more impactful, like the one hit blow and it's like the cam shaking like this, you know, to try to show the reaction of himself and his character being, you know, taken down. One scene that I did tune into in one of the links that I tagged, I'm sorry, was his eye gear, or something that we stated in the last chapter that we talked about. That same intense scene was kind of mirrored the same way from Taken, the same way that in the movie The Marksman. You can check that out through one of the links that I tagged. Naturally, as stated in the text, think carefully about the ideal casting for your movie. This will tell you a lot about your central characters and what you need your actor to bring to the part. That being said, those directors know what kind of guy they are calling to the screen when casting Neeson. Doing so not only creates a familiarity, sorry, I pronounced it wrong, for the audience, but it also draws a lot of people to the films he's cast. And knowing what to expect from him could be boring to some, but with using the association concept, it creates a classic effect for his portfolio. And basically what's saying that is that even though some people may be like, oh, he acts the same in every film, you can tell that it's him. The same guy here is the same guy here is getting boring. For some people, that familiarity, we know what to come to expect. We know that when Neeson comes, he's going to actually deliver on the action necessary that we want to receive. And so with that being said, because he's going to deliver on the necessary action we want to receive, we know where we're getting into, and we know that we're going to enjoy it. And that through association, through different films, and through himself, that he carries on from all of his films, helps us as just audience members to know and to identify and know what to expect when coming to the movie. But it also gives us like a classic effect of knowing that it's another one under his books, and it's just basically one to say, well, that's one that Neeson was in and he was good at. So that's just a little bit of my opinion on one of my favorite chapters, intertextuality, a concept that I have chosen, and just also one of my favorite actors. Have a great time, guys. Thank you.